Hey, mate.
What do you want?
What's going on? Have you forgotten how to answer a phone, have you?
What's with the camera, Josh?
It's for the film. We are still making this film, aren't we?
I just can't do this anymore, Josh.
What are you saying? You're not even part of the film anymore?
I'm saying I can't be a part of destroying something infinitely more valuable than some crappy expos. They get this fucking camera out of my...
Whoa! What the fuck, Will? What is your problem? This is your film, mate. I'm only trying to help you out here. Come on. Fuck!
Are you rolling?
Yeah, rolling. Want me to cue you in?
Yeah, that'd be good. All right, let's go.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, and action.
Hi, I'm William Emmons, actor and documentary filmmaker.
And what's this film going to be about then?
It's about something called Neurocam. To give you a little bit of background, I've got a friend, Evan, also an actor out in LA, who got involved in an organization out here in Australia called Neurocam. Said he wanted to be part of changing the world, whatever that means. Anyway, about 6 months ago, he came out here to Melbourne to pursue whatever it was he was involved with Neurocam, and, well, I haven't heard from him since. He's gone off the grid. And this was on page 1 of The Age last Saturday. It began with a billboard, then an innocent exploration through cyberspace. Soon Graham Hinstock found himself on secret assignment, an agent of a shadowy organization. He's one of an unknown number of Melbournians who has voluntarily submitted to being pawns for a mysterious organization whose motivations, methods, and aims remain deliberately and some fear dangerously obscure. So what is Neurocam? Would you believe that the entire article, which is a column on page 1 and half of the page on page 5, doesn't actually reveal the answer to that rather obvious question? Wow, this is truly amazing. A website that gives absolutely no insight into what it is or what it does. Check this out. There's a disclaimer page here that it tells exactly what Neurocam is not. Neurocam is not a pyramid marketing scam. Neurocam is not a product. It's not a service. Neurocam is not an internet dating website. It goes on and on here from quite funny to actually quite serious. Neurocam is not a terrorist training organization. And so on. So here we have one of the billboards that these guys have up all around Melbourne. Now this is a super site. These things cost about $12,000 a month. So whoever it is behind Neurocam must have a significant budget to work with. I just find it astonishing that with an advertising campaign of this magnitude, we have no idea what the service or product is. Hello. Excuse me, sorry. Could I just ask you a couple questions really quickly? Do you see that sign up there? Could you tell me, what do you think "get out of your mind" means, and do you know what Neurocam is?
Is it a toothpaste?
Toothpaste?
Maybe some sort of new age meditation technique?
I don't know, man. Maybe they finally made acid legal or something.
Acid legal?
Hopefully.
Oh, wow, that would be quite cool.
A PlayStation game?
A new PlayStation game.
Like a book of technology?
I think Neurocam could be some sort of brain camera maybe, or possibly a new sci-fi film.
So as you can see, the man or woman on the street have no idea exactly how Neurocam will get them out of their minds. So why don't we ask IOM Billboards then? Josh, can you get a shot of that?
Good afternoon, Independent Outdoor Media. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is William Emmons, and I'm doing a story on Neurocam. And I noticed they have several billboards up on your sites around Melbourne. I was actually wondering if you could help me get in touch with them.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We have hundreds of clients. Which company and which billboards are you referring to?
They're the bright orange billboards with the phrase "Get out of your mind" printed on them. There's actually one on the corner of Smith Street and Alexander Parade, and the company is called Neurocam.
Oh, okay, I know the one. Unfortunately, due to our client confidentiality contracts, we're unable to give out any information that is not publicly available. Why don't you try their website?
So you can't just give me their number or something?
I'm afraid that is simply not possible, sir.
Okay. Right, thank you. This is so frustrating. There's no way to get a hold of these guys. It says here, if you wish to apply to join Neurocam, please submit the following information to applications@neurocam.com. Then they ask for an alias, a date of birth, a city and country of residence. And hold on, there's an age restriction. It says here they will not accept applications for persons under the age of 18. Applications? What am I applying for here? And maybe they're just trying to get you so curious that you hand over your precious email address and then they sell that on to a spam merchant. So I have all the time in the world to set up a fake email address for whatever the enigmatic Neurocam have in store for me. So what shall I call myself? Dear applicant, thank you for expressing interest in Neurocam. Your application has been forwarded to a designated officer within the Human Resources Security Division. In the interest of facilitating an expedient assessment, the Human Resources Security Division is currently implementing a series of background checks. Who are these people? And is that even legal? And if I am suitable for recruitment and thus recruited, what does that even mean? Right now, this is sounding very much like an elaborate hoax. Well, I must have passed my background checks as I've just received the second part of my application process. Anyway, to complete my application process, I have to undergo what they call an Applicant Perception Assessment NCI-2001/01. It says here an assessment of the applicant's suitability for operational deployment will be made following the fulfillment of these non-negotiable prerequisites. And that is, well, that's sent to me by the head of operations, Mr. Charles Hastings, whoever that is. Actually, come look at this, Josh. Number 1, write a detailed account of everything that's happened or happens between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Monday, January 10th, 2005. Pay particular attention to any occurrence which may be deemed out of the ordinary. Number 2, submit this report via email to operations@neurocam.com by the close of business Friday, January 14th, 2005. I gotta say, I find this very fascinating that Neurocam asks so much of people applying to become part of their organization. I just find it highly unlikely that people would go to this much effort. You know, I also have to say it weirds me out a little bit that they've asked me to keep an eye out for something out of the ordinary. I mean, it makes me feel like I'm being watched. Anyway, to get to the bottom of all this madness, we have to get our operational deployment status, whatever that means.
So tell them about the camera.
Oh, yes. For your viewing pleasure, I am going to put on one of these crazy gizmos so that you can see what it's like in the life, or a day in the life of a documentary filmmaker. Also, it's going to be easier for me to write down everything that happens on the day. So, William Emmons Cam, take 1, and action.
Got a cup to put away.
9 p.m. That's a wrap. Gotta say, I did not see anything out there that was out of the ordinary today. Or if there was, I sure didn't notice it. Also, I sure hope Neurocam are not assessing us on how interesting we are, because if they are, this film will soon be over. Well, apparently my perception assessment went well, as I'm on my first official Neurocam assignment, NCI-3001/02. Now, apparently, I'm supposed to retrieve an object from a safe concealed at a location on this map. Our map, Josh, can you get a close-up of this map here? I know the safe is apparently concealed at the base of the westernmost red pillar located next to the freeway. It's actually right down at the end here is the last pillar that we're going to be going to. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure we're going to find out exactly what Neurocam is, as I find it highly unlikely that there's going to be a safe buried at the foot of a well-known Melbourne landmark. I also have a sneaky suspicion that we're either going to be filmed or greeted by the people behind what some are calling this elaborate hoax. All right, well, here we are. The two pillars mentioned on the map.
I can't see any people around, or cameras.
Yeah. Ooh, what's up there? So people are hiding up there? Well, look, the email said it was concealed at the base of this pillar here, but it didn't say exactly where. Do you want to take that side and also have a look around here?
No problem.
All right, well, I'm going to start down here where there's less bushes.
Oh, hey, Will.
Oh,
Will.
nasty.
Yeah, I got
What?
something over here, man. Come around. Yeah, just down there.
Oh, look at this. You
I think we got it.
Oh, okay, you got a shot of this?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, here we have some official Neurocam property. Now they've given me a code to allow me to get into this safe and retrieve the item that they've mentioned on the brief. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that combination in now, see what happens.
Whoa.
Oh, I was a bit worried there for a second. Oh, look at this. There's a pile of packages in here. Operative Zaid, Plasmo. Can you see these?
Yeah, yeah.
Pulat, Shamjaza, love these names. Reanimator. Here we go. There's me. Operative Tripped. You see that?
Yeah, yeah. It's not ticking, is it?
No. I'm wondering, do you think all the packages have the same things in them? I mean, should we open a couple just to see?
Look, I don't know. They're sealed envelopes. Right? Yeah, they're sealed envelopes. They'd know you'd been in them.
That's true. This could be a test too.
Yeah, it is tempting though.
And they give me explicit instructions to open this in a secure location and to leave this exactly as I found it. So if they find out that we've been tampering around with these packages, they may kick us out and that would be over.
Yeah, it's too risky.
Right.
It's too risky,
I
Will.
really want to look. All right, look, let's just close up and get out of here. Oh, man. All right, put this back.
I can't believe it's here.
Oh, can we wash this? Get out of here. I counted at least 30 envelopes in that safe. And that's not counting anything that might have gone out before we got there. That's pretty impressive. But more importantly, to my envelope, because I'm really, really excited about what's in this bad boy. There's definitely something in here. Ooh, what's that? That's a bit freaky. It's like an all-seeing eye. Get a shot of that. I gotta say that I'm a bit creeped out by the Masonic overtones and the secret membership iconography that Neurocam incorporate into their stuff. Yeah, it's a bit spooky, but anyway, to the letter. Get a shot of that letter. Official Neurocam letter. Okay, it's a welcome letter. You have now completed your first Neurocam assignment. Okay, it's officially it welcomes me to Neurocam International as an official. Okay, right here. Your operational deployment status is effective immediately. And that is warm regards from CEO Bridget Fisher. All right, so I'm in. I found out that Neurocam is actually an international organization. Now, while they seem to have very strict guidelines about the confidentiality of what operatives actually do on assignment, there are hundreds of blogs and forums around the world where people are speculating endlessly as to the true nature of Neurocam. With Neurocam having such an extensive online presence, it's possible for me to contact a lot of the people directly involved and see if they'll tell me their stories. So I thought I would see if I could get a few of them to sit down on camera, answer a few questions, and send me the tapes. After contacting several hundred Neurocam operatives, only about 14 agreed to actually speak with me on camera, provided they could be masked. But of those 14, only 2 actually live here in Melbourne. The others either completely ignored me altogether or said they were not willing to be interviewed on camera as it might compromise their involvement with Neurocam being part of a public expose. But anyway, of the 2 that agreed to talk to me, one of them lives here in Melbourne. We're going to his house now, Operative Poulat. Hopefully he can shed some light on the shadowy world that is Neurocam. Operative Poulat, I presume.
That's me.
Nice mask.
Thanks.
Excellent.
Come in.
Fantastic, thank you very much. There we go.
So you're making a documentary about Neurocam.
Yes.
I don't know how much help I'm going to be to you, but I'll do my best.
That's fine, that's fine. I'm just very, very grateful to be able to even, just sit down and have a quick conversation or whatever you can, information you can share.
It's tricky, I mean, this is something that I find with Neurocam. You're often explicitly enjoined from talking about things.
Okay.
Which obviously is a protocol that you have to follow.
Yeah.
Naturally, because it is a fairly interesting endeavour, one wants to talk about it, and you always have to ask yourself, is this sensible or is it wise?
Right.
It may not necessarily be in my interest, in terms of my own career as an operative and in terms of serving the organisation, to be too forthcoming.
What was it that drew you, would you say, to Neurocam and to the just what it means to be involved in what they're doing?
Curiosity, primarily. I mean, when I signed up, I was, I'd only recently moved to Melbourne, and I didn't know many people, and I felt quite isolated and quite bored, I suppose, and I was looking for something to do, and it was just completely intriguing. I was like, what is this thing, It doesn't appear to be any kind of commercial enterprise, there doesn't seem to be, there's no obvious kind of income stream being generated by this thing.
Okay.
And yet they could afford to put up this massive billboard. The next thing I thought was, is it some kind of art project or is it some kind of prank? But again, where's the money coming from? If it was an art project, presumably that would be funded by some kind of arts grant, which would require you to disclose
That's true.
what it is, and to put branding on it. It seems to be this enormous enterprise with a huge number of people involved in it. Why? What's it for? I want to know, and that's primarily why I'm motivated.
Well, can you tell me what you see? I still don't quite know what exactly Neurocam is. I mean, what is it? What is Neurocam? What is it?
That's the $10 million question. If I knew that,
It's because I mean, like, there's that thing, you know. Is it an art? Is it an experimental theater project? Is it testing being done? Is it, you know? There's so many. Is it anti-government organization?
Is it some kind of psychology experiment?
Psychology.
Is it a cult?
Is it a cult?
I mean, there are so many aspects of it that are so bizarre and sort of almost absurd that inclines me, because that's the thing that I have very dark suspicions sometimes, and I know they won't mind me saying this because I'm certainly not the only one, that, yeah, this is actually a quite sinister thing, that, you know, people are actually being brainwashed, you know, very gradually, sort of soft indoctrinated to the point where they'll do anything for Neurocam. Right. But then you think, well, it's so ridiculous. Surely if they were, you know, if it was really as sinister as that, it wouldn't have all of these really bizarre, absurd, kind of almost jokey elements to it. But then you think, well, that's exactly what they want you to think. Who knows?
At the moment, I don't really know what to think Neurocam is. I've heard everything from it being a recruiting effort to it being really an art project. Every single theory. It doesn't really make any sense to me.
Could be a research project, maybe a secret agency.
I believe Neurocam has two sides. One is the art project designed to give people another perspective on reality and life. The other is an organization devised to recruit people for another company, quite possibly the National.
The type of things that operatives are required to think about do develop intuition, as well as an ability to perceive that which might not be perceived by most people.
It may have began as an art project. It may have began as an art project that was a front for something else.
To quote Bridget Fisher, some of the most rewarding experiences we have come about through random circumstances of which we have no real understanding. It's sometimes important to commit to something we know very little about, if the act of commitment in itself becomes part of the experience. For me, Neurocam creates some of those random circumstances in my ordinary day-to-day life.
Neurocam is information.
I think Neurocam is a break from our everyday lives.
I believe that it started not only to test people psychologically, but to find certain types of people.
So it seems quite clear that none of the operatives we've interviewed have anything conclusive to say about what exactly Neurocam is. One thing that is clear is that Neurocam get people to do things for them in the hopes of solving the mystery. These assignments vary in nature and are often extremely dubious in terms of ethics and even the law. Without having to explain exactly, you know, what you go out and do on the assignments, I mean, did they have you do anything that would sort of cross any, you know, legal boundaries, or is it all pretty up above board sort of stuff?
I haven't been asked to do anything or required to do anything that is illegal, that breaks the law. A couple of things where I have wondered about the ethics of what I'm doing and what the possible consequences could be for other people or for myself. Some things that I've found to be quite risky, but no, I've never been mandated to break the law by Neurocam, no.
You have yourself starting to do these things out of the ordinary, starting to enjoy yourself doing things out of the ordinary. And now you have something that's just taking it to the next level, making it just a much more immersive experience.
NTC 6111/01, code development. Creation of a wordless code to be used between operatives and public.
It involves setting up a secure mail drop for real-world communications.
Like I said before, I did a lot of investigative work trying to get to the bottom of what Neurocam is, and in the course of those investigations had some fairly interesting experiences.
Alternate identity, in which I took on the role of another Neurocam employee for a time.
Went down to Tijuana for the weekend, and I took some pictures there for part of the assignment.
All these people just looking at us like, what are these kids doing?
Bridget's Mirror, in which I laid out a false trail of information to assist Bridget Fisher in eluding those who pursued her.
I found out myself in several plot fighting for a couple of guys who was trying to threaten me. I gotta fight them. And at the end it went. And they told me that don't try to figure out what's going on.
I also find it quite interesting that they're willing to give so much time and energy into an anonymous organization of unknown origins without actually knowing why. Maybe they just like the mystery of it. Anyway, I'm going to try a new tack. I'm going to email Neurocam and ask them outright. I finally heard back from Mr. Charles Hastings regarding the question I had asked, what exactly is Neurocam? And his response in his words, I quote, Neurocam is a process of unveiling. Understanding is achieved through experience, and operatives are invited to take part in assignments designed to facilitate that process. Okay, so I've actually received my first actual Neurocam assignment. It's all very cloak and dagger, but basically what it is, I have to retrieve a card from a phone box and then take that card and retrieve an object from a locker at Spencer Street train station. I then retain possession of this object, whatever it may be, and await further instruction. I think that's it. Is that everything, Josh?
What about the hidden camera stuff?
Oh, that's right. Neurocam were very clear in the assignment instructions that everything needed to remain completely confidential, otherwise we would be terminated immediately. So we had a quick production meeting and decided that showing up to this assignment with a film crew in tow probably wasn't the best way to demonstrate covert conduct. So we've come up with an alternate solution. You see this button here. This is actually the nifty little spy camera that we used to record a day in the life of a documentary filmmaker that I used for my assignment. Now, what we do is this feeds video down into a little video machine down here, a little camcorder that I'm carrying and hidden on this waist bag. I also have a little microphone here that's going to record audio, so you can hear everything that's happening while I'm going through this. This way I can record everything that happens on these Neurocam assignments without compromising my involvement whatsoever. Okay, I think button up. I think I'm ready. All right, Josh, I want you to follow me as I get out and as I walk away, okay?
Yeah, too easy, mate. I'm listening in. Good luck.
All right.
We'll get you back.
Let's see what I can learn from this Neurocam experience. All right. I really hope it's not that phone box. There's nothing under this one either. Oh shit, that means it's that phone box. Oh, you're joking. Alright. Oh man, I hope this doesn't take too long.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to twist your arm, did I, you little slag?
Oh, you're joking.
We're in this together whether you like it or not.
Oh no.
We've both got a job to do, so fuck off, go do it, and shut the fuck up with your excuses, okay?
Should I just go? Oh my god.
What the fuck are you looking at, cunt?
Sorry, man. Sorry. No worries, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've got it. Sure enough, it was an access card for a train station locker.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Problem was, I had less than 10 minutes to find it. I wasn't sure what would happen if I didn't make it, but I didn't want to risk blowing the assignment. Tickets. No, it's definitely not in there. Oh wait, I see blue lockers. Yeah, I see. Yep, I definitely see blue lockers. Okay, right there. Okay, I hope this has to be them. Yes, 100s. What is this? 255. 270. We got it. We got it. 255. This code. How do you do this? How do you do this? Oh, okay. 7, 4, 5, 5. I don't know. The locker is now 250. Oh, shoot. Just, okay. Okay, it just opened. Okay. Oh my god, there's a suitcase in there. There's actually a case in there. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's a dude in a suit just looking at me. Seriously, a dude in fuck. Oh my god, there's a guy in a suit staring at me through the window. I think I should just go. I think I should just... He's gone. He's gone. Fuck it.
Shit, just get it out of here.
Okay, which... Out of here. I can't believe this. There was a guy in a suit. I don't see him anywhere, though. He's gone. Oh my god, I want to get out of this station now. I feel very conspicuous carrying this silver briefcase. Someone was following me, definitely. I don't see him anywhere. I'm definitely freaked out. I just want to go. Not too conspicuous if I ran. Well, that was a strange experience, to say the least. Wow, this thing's got combination locks on top. You can see, looks pretty secure. My instructions were specific, not to open this. Just retain it in my possession and wait further instructions. Myself and everyone else involved in Neurocam are driven primarily by curiosity. I mean, we love a good mystery, and we have a drive to find out what's behind this strange organization. But what I find fascinating is that they just put me in a very challenging situation, to say the least. There was an element of risk associated with that situation, and I had to accept the possible consequences that go with that risk. I mean, this could be a terrorist training cell for all we know. I really want to know what's in this. It's kind of freaking me out, having this and not knowing what's inside of it.
Yeah, I reckon we could get inside. There's only 3 sets of numbers, 0 to 9. If we were patient enough, we could probably just get in.
That's true. That's true. You know, it did seem like a test getting it, so maybe the other part of the test is seeing if we can actually open it up. Thinking, for that matter, we could just use a crowbar and a lever and pry it open.
Nah, but then they'd know that we'd been inside it.
True. That's true. So I guess we have to make a decision. Either we stick with Neurocam's rules and do what they instructed us, or we decide to engage them on our own terms. It's funny, with Neurocam, not knowing their agenda, either decision could compromise our involvement. Okay.
Yeah, so what do we do?
I think for the time being, we play by their rules, and we see where it takes us. After waiting 2 weeks, I finally heard back from Neurocam with instructions on the next phase of the briefcase assignment. I had to meet another operative and hand over the briefcase. We agreed to meet outside the information booth at Fed Square. I don't see anyone that looks conspicuous, like a Neurocam operative. Not that I know what a Neurocam operative looks like. There's people watching me. I just realized that I feel slightly uncomfortable as I'm holding a silver briefcase out in the middle. People are staring at me. I don't see anybody that looks suspicious. Oh wait, there's someone coming right now.
Operative Tripped?
Yeah, Operative Nika.
Yes, do you have something for me?
I have this briefcase for you.
Thanks.
Wait. So, I'm sorry. Can I just ask you a couple questions really quick?
I don't think that would be such a good idea. I've got to go.
Wow, okay. It appeared that another operative wanted to play by the rules as well. The assignment clearly didn't state that it was okay to hang around and chat about our Neurocam adventures. Go, maybe this way.
Okay, you rolling, Maddie?
And rolling.
Okay. I'll frame up.
Right. In 3, 2, 1.
I'm just about to go on another Neurocam assignment. NCI-9001/01. Covert surveillance. Okay. Camera all set?
Yeah, can I get an audio check?
Testing 1, 2. Hold on, Mike. Testing 1, 2. Testing.
Yeah.
Good?
We're all good.
Good, cool. All right.
I'll unplug you there. Okay.
See you soon. This assignment was really creepy and borderline illegal. Essentially, I had to stalk some random individual in order to hone my covert surveillance skills. I don't know if you've ever tried following someone before, but it's not as easy as it looks in the movies. Very creepy doing this. Shit. What am I doing? I'm in the middle. Oh, okay, right. What do I do? I can't just stand there. Look. What do I do? Okay, I'm avoiding. Go this shit. I feel like people are looking at me. Oh, this is a lot harder than it looks. Subject number 1 aborted. Why do people have to stop walking just to take a phone call? I thought the woman in the green shirt would be hard to lose in a crowd. She keeps stopping and shocking. I'm never going to be able to do this assignment. Oh no, I can't stare at a wall. Damn. Oh my god. She's not helping in this situation. She's actually going, oh my god, she's winning a shop. She just went in a ladies' clothing store. No! Oh god, what am I gonna do?
What the hell are you staring at, you creep?
No, I'm sorry.
No, don't give me that. You've been following me from down the road.
So sorry. I thought you were someone I recognized, but
well,
you're not.
I'm not, yeah, so leave me alone because
So
you're
sorry.
fucking
Okay, I'll just
creeping me
go.
out.
I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. Shh. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I feel like a creep. Neurocam has officially made me a dirty old man.
Alright, put the tape to long place. You should be able to record for about 90 minutes, okay? Get that seatbelt off, we've got to get this on. I'm going to give you some extra tapes, so if you can sneak off and change tapes at some point, that'd be great. Put that on. That's a good idea, actually. Left here, Sam. Okay, you want to start doing up the buttons, mate? This is the group assignment, yeah?
Yeah, apparently a group of us are meeting down at the bottom of the Bolte Bridge there. We've got to intercept a package.
Okay.
Whatever that means. Hurry up, we're almost here, man.
Okay. We're good to go. Spy camera is up and running. Recording. Just here's good, Sam. Don't want to go further. So we'll let you walk the last bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's like someone music.
No, good. Okay. You all done up? And
All good?
This button to it has a tendency to come off.
Alright.
Okay.
Hey, you were gonna get a shot from across the bridge, I think.
Okay.
We don't do that. We cut that. Is there any chance of getting seen?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't want to take any chances, so we cut that.
You're probably already a bit nervous with the spy cam as it is, huh?
Yeah, thanks. I'm already paranoid enough. You gotta mention that now while I'm standing out here. We should get one more shot.
You'll be
before I
right,
leave.
mate. Yeah.
Okay, so the audio on the spy cam didn't work because I was a little bit out of range. So I'll give you a blow-by-blow account of the action. The big guy with the bald spot and ponytail introduced himself as Operative Shimyaza. He seemed to take on a leadership role and wrote down all of our operative names as we arrived. At 4 p.m., which was our designated start time, Shimyaza suggested that we begin the mission. A few of us had printed out the map of the search grid, and we broke into 4 groups and headed off in different directions. We found all sorts of junk that might have been part of the assignment. Our group found a ladder and a suitcase full of women's clothes and wigs. One of the groups found a bottle that was attached to a string tied to the jetty. Inside the bottle was a Neurocam business card with 3 digits written on the back of it. Suddenly, we heard shouting from the last pillar under the bridge and ran over to investigate. Operative Wintermute had discovered what looked like a silver briefcase sitting inside the hatch on one of the lighting turrets. I remembered the ladder we found, and a couple of the guys went back to get it. In the back of my paranoid mind, I thought of the damage that a bomb inside a briefcase could do to 20 people gathered around at close range. So of course, the 3-digit code that we retrieved from the bottle unlocked the briefcase. Inside there was a dictaphone with a message from Charles Hastings, Neurocam's Director of Operations. Fortunately, I was able to record the audio on my phone.
Good afternoon, operatives.
Good afternoon,
Charles Hastings. I'd like to congratulate you on successfully retrieving this object as directed. Obviously, as you're hearing my voice, this has not been, as you were told, an intelligence intercept. Rather, it is a team training exercise. Now please, listen carefully to the following instructions. Firstly, in preparation for your next assignment, you'll need to acquire the following. A white, full-face kabuki mask through which you can see and breathe for prolonged periods of time. These masks need to be carefully trimmed below the line of the upper lip, removing the chin section.
So it turned out to be just another training exercise. Just what we were being trained for, I had no idea. Alright, let's see what they have for us. Hello.
Hi.
Wow, this place is huge. I definitely have to have a mask in here.
We've got it.
Oh, this is it. I definitely should wear this.
It's very pretty.
All right, we have business to attend to. Excuse me.
Hi.
Do you have those white Japanese kabuki masks?
Sure, yes, they're on the wall there, just near that mirror.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Excellent. Wow, that's it.
That's the one.
What do you think? Okay, I will take this one, please.
Certainly. What's with the camera? Hello, camera guy.
Oh, hey. We're making a documentary.
Oh, I see. So I'm going to be an extra.
Better than that, you get a line.
Oh, wonderful. My career will blossom from here. That's $3.95.
There you are.
Thank you.
We're almost there. Okay. Operative tripped at your service.
Okay, you all set, Will?
Oh, I am now.
Oh man, that mask looks freaky.
It does. It feels a bit freaky as well. Oh, look. Get a shot of that. There's some Neurocam operatives wearing white masks. Oh, wow. And there's a guy on the door as well. They've got a doorman. I wonder if he's with management. This is quite exciting. It feels very, very secret society and, all right. I'm gonna go see if I can get some answers from Neurocam. See you soon.
Good evening, sir. May I see your identification, please?
Shoot. I didn't know I needed ID.
I'm sorry, sir. I just can't let you in without identification.
Shoot. Can you just give me a hint as to what sort of ID I need? I didn't know I needed ID. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got, look.
Excellent, sir.
I'll put that on.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. The assignment brief states that Due to a disparity between the number of active field operatives and the number of operatives required for Phase 2, Neurocam has decided to cull its operational workforce. To this end, it has been determined that a face-to-face assessment of each operative is required. Based upon the outcome of this assessment, a determination will be made as to whether each operative should be recommended for career advancement, should be retained in Neurocam's services at their current status, or dismissed from the organization.
Take a seat there. A bit rusty on chess. That's okay.
So after the strangeness of the masked chess tournament the other night, one thing struck me as a possible clue as to what this could all be about. After hearing the Neurocam guy on the phone to his friend, he said that his buddy Graham had gotten him involved in Neurocam. And I couldn't help but wonder if that was the same Graham Hinstock from the Age article. And if in fact it is Graham Hinstock, what's he doing getting people involved in Neurocam at a higher level? Or is it a higher level? Maybe he was just another operative whose assignment was just different to ours. And if in fact Neurocam are using operatives to facilitate assignments for other operatives, well, how far up the ladder does it go? I mean, maybe Charles Hastings is just another operative whose assignment is to play Neurocam Director of Operations. Turn the light off, Nettie. Out.
Okay. It's all good. Did she see us? No, she didn't see me. Deep breaths, Will. I'm nervous now. I'm just glad I'm not in this alone. Well, you better get there and wait with her. Cam, Mike, all good to go. Okay. All right. Operative trip on another Neurocam exciting adventure. Stay tuned, folks. You here tonight?
Oh, you know, just out for a stroll.
I suspect we're probably here for the same thing.
I've got a feeling things are about to get a little bit weird around here soon.
You were at the Balti Bridge assignment? Yeah, I thought I recognized you. Have you done this before? Oh, here we go. Here's our ride. Yeah. How nice would that be? Are you joking?
Is that right?
No way. Seriously?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Welcome, operatives. Please take a seat.
like a glass of champagne to celebrate the occasion?
No thanks.
Then we shall proceed. As you are aware, the reason you are here this evening is because you have each been awarded a promotion with Neurocam International. My colleague and I are here to assist you with some necessary formalities. Firstly, please pay attention to the small screen in front of you. In a few moments, you will be addressed via a live web link to our CEO, Ms. Bridget Fisher.
Good evening, operatives. Thanks to an exhaustive review process, Neurocam International has identified you as an appropriate candidate for career advancement. Over the next few minutes, I will lead you through Neurocam International's induction process.
We were then given contracts that we were instructed to read, initial each page, and sign within a 10-minute time frame. Now, these contracts were 60 pages long and fine print. And one thing I noticed upon peering through the contract was that it was too dark in the limousine to even read or make out what the contracts were saying.
Welcome to Neurocam International. You will be contacted shortly with the details of the next phase of your promotion. Please do not speak until you have departed this vehicle.
And you'll be needing these.
We then gave the contracts back and were handed 2 cell phones, 2 brand new cell phones. Neurocam then told us that we will no longer be contacted through email, but from now on we'll be contacted through these little cell phones. So I have a private cell phone now for just me and Neurocam.
Thank you for your time. Have a nice evening.
Do you have any idea what we just signed up for?
I have no idea what we just did. Immediately I thought, what has Neurocam done? They have lured us in, asked us to give them faith and devotion with nothing in return. I mean, I have no idea what that contract said. I have no idea what it was I've just signed myself to. I have no idea what I've promised Neurocam. But yet I did it, and so did Operative Jojo. How many other people have done this? So, what happened after I got my promotion? They put me to work. Basically, we've been instructed to run what they call entry-level operations. As far as enlightenment goes, I'm not sure how this new development in any way explains what the point of the whole exercise is. So they pretty much had a whole team of us setting up and running their shadowy operation for them. We were all incredibly curious about the mysterious people higher up on the chain than us who were giving these orders and who they were taking orders from.
Hey, Will. So do you want to talk about how the film is going so far?
No, not really.
What's been happening this week?
I've been running around setting up entry-level operations for an organization that I'm supposed to be making a film about. A film that's supposed to expose who or what they are.
Right, but didn't they say that understanding was gained through experience? What have you discovered while running entry-level assignments?
Oh, my inner slave.
And what about the other guys you're working with? Why are they doing this?
I don't think they know, to be honest. They just say it's another operation, another assignment. At some point it'll finish, and I'll probably be given another one.
Right, do you think the next assignment might be able to shed some light on any of this?
No, I'm not feeling too optimistic, to be honest. Probably just be another assignment like this one. Maybe at a higher level, but
Yeah, but if you keep getting promoted, surely at some point you're going to meet someone higher at the top, right?
Like CEO Bridget Fisher?
Yeah.
I've heard rumors that she's actually a Neurocam operative whose assignment is to play the role of Neurocam CEO Bridget Fisher. This is so frustrating. All the months we've been working on this, we are no closer to seeing behind the curtain. The only thing I've experienced is what it's like to be a Neurocam operative. I'm really frustrated. With Neurocam, you have to engage them on their terms. We just can't get close to these guys.
Yeah, but have you thought about hiring a private investigator then? Yeah, but someone to track them down.
Okay, yeah, fine. We get a private investigator. He starts digging around and they get wind of it. Then what? That's it. They cut us off. They kick us out. It's over. The experience is done. The film's over.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter if we'd already exposed them, right?
What's he going to find that we haven't found? I mean, we're in the best position. We're on the inside looking out. I mean, we are spies in the ranks. How's he going to paint a bigger picture from the outside looking in? Besides, what if he did find someone we haven't found? You think they're going to sit down and talk to him?
Well, what about all the operatives that you've met and interviewed? Have any of them been able to shed some light on any of this?
No. No, they've all done different assignments in different countries, but none of them met anyone higher up in the ranks. None of them met Charles Hastings or Bridget Fisher or anyone higher in the Neurocam ranks.
Well, Hastings, you have his phone number, don't you?
I've got his cell number.
Well, why don't you arrange a meeting and wear the spy camera or something like that?
Well, first of all, I've tried calling his number. I'm only supposed to use it for texting. I've tried calling and he never picks up.
Okay. What about your buddy Evan? Have you heard anything about him? Will?
Can you just turn it off for a second? Just turn it off for a second.
Will?
Turn it off a second.
I'm sorry, mate. Okay, so what have you found out about Evan?
After all this time that we've been looking into Neurocam, we're no closer to finding Evan. His alias that he'd be using, no one's recognized his photograph.
For me, I feel like the only way forward is to start trawling through some blogs.
Josh, we've done that.
Yeah,
We've done that over and over and over. We've already been there. We've gone through everything. We've spent weeks going through that stuff. So what, there's just going to be new stuff up now all of a sudden?
Yeah, why not? I mean, stuff comes up daily. There's daily posts. It's worth a shot. We've got nothing. Blogs, forums.
All right.
Someone has got to know what, it's got to be some new stuff.
Okay.
Surely someone knows something. That's all I'm saying. Let's just give it a shot.
All right.
Okay?
We've got we've got nothing else, so let's, I guess. Yes, all right,
great.
Let's do it.
All right, good.
I finally feel like I have a lead. There's a character on the neuroboards calling himself Iocus Severus, claiming to be in possession of some vital information about the true nature of Neurocam International. But the freaky thing about this Iocus character is that he's rumored to be the person behind the Charles Hastings alias. I started exchanging emails with Iocus, and after convincing him that I wasn't working as a spy for Neurocam, he admitted to being part of a secret group called Yellow One, who are all ex-Neurocam staff members. Iocus wouldn't say any more via email, but agreed to meet me in person if I really wanted to know what Neurocam was about.
I know we're desperate for a lead, but you don't have to do this.
Actually, no, I have to. Actually, I have to do this because of all the months we've been working on this, we have nothing. Okay, and production's going to shut us down. So if I mean, I have to get out there. Do you have a better idea?
No, I don't. I've run out of ideas. But I'm just saying, is it worth the risk? I'm just concerned. I'm worried about you.
Well, just keep as good an eye on me as you can without being too conspicuous.
Yeah, Will, you're not listening to me, mate. It's too fucking dark out there. We're not going to pick up anything.
Look, just keep it running. Keep this running, keep that running, keep the audio running. At least if nothing else, we have sound. You can hear what's happening. Look, I'm telling you, he said, only me show up. If he sees you, if he gets wind of this, he may just call it, and that's it. Cut it. So.
All right. Shh. Someone's arrived. Yeah, good idea. All right. Well, you better get out there, and we better get out of here too. Don't want him to see us. You all good?
No, I'm not. I'm really freaking out, actually.
Well, look, good luck, and we'll be here if you need us, okay?
All right, thanks.
You got him?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking, I can hardly see him.
Me too. Shit, there's someone there.
Wonder if that's Iocus.
What do you hear?
He's just talking to himself. He doesn't sound very confident.
I have a bad feeling about this, Josh. I don't know if you can hear me, but I don't know if I can go through this.
He's actually starting to drop out a little bit.
Damn.
Yeah, even from this distance.
No footage, no sound. What are we going to do?
Well, he's cutting in and out, so. That's not Iocus.
Talk me through it. I can't see anything.
Well, they're both confused. They both thought they were meeting Iocus, but someone else has rocked up.
Where?
I don't know. I can't see them, but they've got masks on. Okay, so there's 4 guys, and they're both doubting whether they should stay or not. Will's freaking out. The other dude's saying they should go. Will's freaking out. Oh,
they're moving.
Oh, fuck, they're going. Alright, so you've lost them on camera, yeah?
I've lost them.
Fuck. Fuck, there's a car engine starting. They're taking them somewhere in the car, Matty. Oh, shit. It's cut out. It's gone. I've got nothing. Fuck! Told him this is a fucking bad idea. Where the fuck are we, man?
I've got no idea. It's got to be here somewhere, right? I mean, where could it possibly be? Right, I think I see something near that roundabout sign. Is there someone there? Just stop here, Joe. Just stop here.
This is it. We've got to do it right here, sir. Yeah, do it right here. This was such a fucking bad idea. This is ridiculous.
see something up here, Sam.
Where?
Just on this corner. Is that it? Is that Will?
Shit.
Jesus.
Will. Will, get in the car, mate. What the hell happened? You alright? Where are we? We're in Doncaster, fucking miles away from where we dropped you off. How'd you get here? Will, how did you get here? Talk about it. Just take me away and talk about it. Alright, let's just go home, Sam.
Okay, so it's been 3 weeks since Will met with Iocus and I haven't heard from him. He won't return my phone calls and he hasn't showed up for work. I don't know if it has anything to do with his strange meeting, but I feel like I need to keep the film going as it could be a new angle. Now, I've reviewed the footage from that night and it was really dark, very hard to make out. Most of it's unusable. From what I can tell, Will and Graham Henstock were met by a group of masked people who then took them to some sort of abandoned building by car. I managed to get an interview with Henstock, who only agreed to do so if he wore a mask and I altered his voice.
I was aware that I was completely at the disposal of these people, that if they chose to do something untoward towards me, I had very little ability to stop them. I was then led out of the second car and led into a place. I don't know where this place was. I was led up a set of stairs and I was led into a room where there was once again eerie music playing. In this room there was a whole group of people all wearing these white masks with the symbol Y1 on them. There was quite a large gentleman wearing a mask who came forward and explained that he was Iocus and he had some information for me. He made me come forward and take an envelope which had some bits and pieces. I then had the paper bag pulled back over my head. I was led down the stairs and led out onto the street and then the paper bag was removed and I found that I was a good 10-15 kilometres away, suburb-wise, from where I had been picked up, and I was left there.
Hey, mate.
What do you want?
What's going on? Have you forgotten how to answer a phone, have you?
What's with the camera, Josh?
It's for the film. We are still making this film, aren't we? So, what have you been doing the last 3 weeks since you met Iocus?
I just can't do this anymore, Josh.
What are you saying? You don't want to be part of the film anymore?
I'm saying I can't be a part of destroying something infinitely more valuable than some crappy expos. They get this fucking camera out of.
Whoa! What the fuck, Will? What is your problem? This is your film, mate. I'm only trying to help you out here. Come on.
Well, seeing as you work for me, I'm telling you to stop filming. Is that so hard to understand?
Yeah, it is actually. You're saying that you're seriously going to throw away all the hard work we've done. And what about the producers, mate? They're going to be pissed off.
I can't do this anymore, Josh.
Okay, so this just keeps getting weirder. I received a letter in the mail and no idea who it's from. All it's got in it is a blank DVD, so could be something, could be nothing, but we'll have a look and find out. Hello. So, I've had a bit of a breakthrough. I just got off the phone with Charles Hastings himself, Neurocam's Director of Operations. He wants to meet me. Strange thing was, he asked that I don't bring any cameras, so obviously he knows something about the film somehow. Should be alright, can't see that. Just a lager, thanks.
That was success.
Mr. Williams, I presume. Shall we take a seat?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, mate. So, Charles, you wanted to meet?
If I am correct, I think it was you who wanted to meet me.
Actually, I'm curious about a friend of mine. A few things have been happening to him, and he's involved with Neurocam. I was just hoping that you could clear that up for me.
It would be Mr. Emmons of which you're speaking. Dedicated filmmaker and loyal operative. Now there's a quandary.
What do you mean?
I think you know what I mean. How can I help you?
Well, I want to know why Will's been acting all weird and not turning up for work. And I also want to know what Neurocam is, who is behind it, and exactly what you guys are up to.
A lot of questions from a man wearing a hidden camera and microphone. I would have been infinitely more inclined to be obliging had you followed my instructions and not come in here like a caricature of a private detective.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come now, Mr. Williams. Must you waste both our time with these games?
You're running some shady underground organisation, and you're accusing me of playing games.
Perhaps if you had joined us, rather than attempting to destroy us, you would be more enlightened, like your friend, Mr. Emmons.
You know, you're saying that I don't understand what's going on. Well, why don't you just cut to the chase and tell me? What are you trying to hide, Charles?
I'm not trying to hide anything. The rules of engagement for our organisation are stated very clearly on the website and in our contracts. Should one choose to join us, one must operate within our operational protocols to achieve the desired outcomes.
So why is it that you're doing whatever it is that you're doing then?
Why are we doing what we're doing? Perhaps a more apt question would be, why not?
Yeah, okay. Look, I can see you're not going to give me anything here, and that's fine. Can you at least do me a favour and tell me what's happening with Will?
Your colleague, Mr. Emmons, is now a Neurocam operative of high standing. He will go far in our organization, and his personal journey of discovery will reward him with a potentially life-changing experience. Needless to say, he will not be completing this film. Neither, for that matter, will you.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Are you threatening me?
It's been a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Williams. Thank you for your excellent work.
why do I participate? I participate because it's the only thing with any real meaning in my life. I do it to survive. Something in my reptilian hindbrain tells me it's the right thing to do. Evolution has chosen us. Now we must choose to evolve.